Welcome back to another video. Let's discuss this movie. And by discuss, I mean I tell you my thoughts and then you insult me in the comments section. Let's face it, there are no comments, nobody cares. Who am I kidding? Before I review this movie, I just have to say this. Drew Goddard is a goddamn genius. This guy just churns out golden eggs. He's directed this film and Cabin in the Woods, two fantastic films, and has been a writer and producer on many other movies and shows like Cloverfield, The Martian, Daredevil, and Lost. Thank you for being you, Drew. I'll give you a brief setup of this movie. I don't want to give you a plot summary because you need to watch this film. I am not providing any sort of spoilers here for the people that have not watched it yet. So, the events of this film are set up sometime in the late 60s. There's a salesman that is played by John Hamm. There is a priest played by Jeff Bridges. There's a singer played by Cynthia Erivo. Dakota Johnson plays a chick that has kidnapped somebody. We also have a cult leader played by Chris Hemsworth. And we have the manager of the Royale played by Tom Holland. Lewis Pullman. The plot is basically the series of events that our characters come across at this godforsaken hotel. The individual stories that get revealed as the movie progresses, and the eventual fates that our characters meet is the spectacle of this movie. You just see characters unfold on screen, and if that is your thing, then this is your movie. I think you already know by now that I liked the film. This movie was just like Brad Pitt, just effortlessly cool. So cool. This movie was a very fun ride to a very fun destination. The way the overall plot, the individual character background, and the characters themselves were weaved together was something that set it apart from the other films. There was a lot of thought and time given to each and every character in this film to understand everyone's motivation and how their paths ultimately led them to the hotel hell. I love it when characters are effectively fleshed out and given time to breathe on screen. I'm all about understanding character motivation, how they ended up where they are, the consequences they face for their actions, and a lot of these films these days do not do that. Each one had their own perspective, and we see the same event from different characters' point of view. By doing this, it allowed me to connect with the characters and understand their actions, motivations, and empathize and sympathize with them. With that said, the only criticism I have when it comes to character motivation that wasn't fleshed out well was that of Rose. Her backstory was not outright fleshed out, but rather shown in small snippets and winks and nods. And I was a little irritated by that because her actions directly influenced how this movie ends the way it did. I wish that her character was better handled. On the flip side, I can also understand why it was not entirely fleshed out as well. They do keep the climax of the film under wraps throughout the entire film and spring it upon us right at the end, obviously for the shock factor, which I did not mind by the way. I just wish they would have taken a different route with her character, not just being a wrench in the machine, but rather a harbinger of bad news. That would have made her more of an important character in the film. Here she's kind of just thrown in the mix just to cause chaos, and I did not like that. Talking about cinematography, this film creates cinematic moments that aren't forced but placed just at the right place at the right time to enhance the scene.
I told you. This wasn't a good place, Father.
This is a well shot film. It's very colorful on a dark and grim background, like bright stars over a pitch black canvas night sky, signifying the dark tone of the film, and I was all for it. Coming to the acting, we have a star-studded cast: Jeff Bridges, John Hamm, Dakota Johnson, and Ron Swanson, who act their asses off in this film. You know how good these actors are when you see them as the character and not the actor playing a character. So full marks on the acting as well. To conclude this love letter, I enjoyed this film and I hope Drew Goddard writes and directs more films because I definitely am looking forward to watching them. And with that said, I will see you all in another video. Bye bye.